I wonder what's on the tube.
Welcome back.
Thank you for being a friend.
What you talking about, Willis?
You are a meathead.
No soup for you.
Don't touch that dial, adjust those bunny ears, because what time is it, Jay?
It's time to sitcom my face. I'm Jay, that's Nick, and we have a very special guest tonight. Schnookums, what's up, buddy?
Hi, Snookums.
Laura, I don't know if do you want your last name on here?
It don't matter.
Okay, Laura Love, honey. I reached out to you. We were talking about one of my childhood favorite shows. And I was like, who would be a good guest to talk to about Empty Nest? And here you are. So thank you.
Here I am.
And we just spoke to the man who sung the theme song of Empty
Oh,
Nest.
really?
Yeah,
Billy Vera.
Yeah, we just did an interview our last episode.
I love that guy. He sings At This Moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love that song. Absolutely love that song.
The song that originally went to number 79 on the charts and then came back through Family Ties, and then everyone wanted it, and it went to number 1.
Oh, wow. I remember when it came out, and it made me cry when I first heard it. I was in high school. Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful song.
It is.
Well, yeah, that was one of several things that led us to covering Empty Nest, because we just did Golden Girls. Nick, unfortunately, couldn't do that episode. He was ill, I think.
Yeah.
So we had a guest on for that one. We talked about Golden Girls. We just watched That's My Bush, and in my head, the neighbor on That's My Bush was just so much of like a parody of Charlie, which kind of got Empty Nest in my head. And then right after that, we interviewed Billy Vera, and I was like, I feel like the universe is telling me it's time to cover Empty Nest.
Well, when you do
Just something
Soap, I
similar.
would love to be the guest for Soap.
There you go. Another
Soap was
Richard
my
Mulligan.
absolute
The great
favorite.
Richard Mulligan on Soap, and so many others that
Well, the
started
girl
with
that
show.
plays Carol is also on Soap, and then quite a few of the guest
Dinah
people.
Manoff.
Yes, she played his daughter-in-law on Soap.
There you go.
So it
'Cause
wasn't
she
too much
married
of a stretch
Danny.
for him
Yeah.
as the daughter.
Well, they did Soap first, and then they did
Yeah.
Empty Nest.
Same creator as this, Susan Harris.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so we discussed it on the Golden Girls episode. So if you want to know more about the spin-offs and the crossovers, you can kind of watch that episode as well. But yes, Susan Harris created Soap. She wrote for Maude, if I remember right. So that's how she knew B. Arthur. She created the Golden Girls and, of course, created this. And this had its own spin-off with Nurses, which I've never seen that show.
I've never seen it either, but that was because Laverne was friends with one of the nurses. And I was reading an interesting fact that her best friend that was on Nurses never actually made an appearance on Empty Nest.
Oh.
One of the ones I watched today, the description of the episode said so-and-so from Nurses. And even having just watched the episode, I was like, I have no idea what character they're talking about or who felt important enough to be like a guest. I was like, I don't know what the fuck, but maybe Nurses is streaming somewhere. I would highly doubt it if this isn't, but.
Right.
Somebody put all of the episodes of Empty Nest on, and I just downloaded I put their playlist on under my name, and I just went
on
through
YouTube
and was watching them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of hate to tell people things like this are on YouTube because I don't want it to be pulled down. But yes, for now you can watch all. That's how I watched them. I assume that's how Nick watched them as well.
Correct. Yeah. Because I was looking to see where else that's streaming, and
it looks
It's
like
only
really
there.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not anywhere paid.
I love Richard Mulligan. He is one of the last of the physical comedy guys. Like Chevy Chase was real good at physical comedy. Richard Mulligan, he's really good at the subtleties of physical comedy with his face and his hand gestures. And
it's his trademark from the show seems to be just the slow face and hand. Like, I'm going to shut off the room.
To go back to Soap when he thought that he could turn invisible, That was that would always just slay me. And he would do some of those mannerisms in Empty Nest, and I would just die laughing because it always brought those memories back to me, and I just loved that show.
Can we talk about the name, the title, Empty Nest? How is it supposed to be ironic? Because it's not an empty nest at all.
Yeah,
right.
Well, did you read about the original pilot?
Yeah, we discussed it on the Golden Girls episode. I think it's the end of the second season of Golden Girls. There's a backdoor pilot, as we've discussed on several shows. They have a backdoor pilot where they're like, hey, let's meet the neighbors. But it's different actors. The only one that's still there is Charlie, who's a different character, Oliver.
Yes.
What, did they have a different actor for Charlie or Oliver?
No,
originally?
he was the only one that stayed. David Lejour, is that his name?
David Leisure.
He was the only character in that backdoor pilot that comes over to the actual show, unless you count the house as a character, because the house is the same.
Yeah, right.
But I did write down the names. Who was it? Paul Dooley and Rita Moreno.
Rita Moreno
were the husband and wife in that pilot, which they ended up killing the wife character off anyway. But
right.
Well, weren't they supposed to initially be divorced instead of him being a widow?
I think it was like they were divorced but had to live together for financial reasons or something. Is that what it was?
Oh, it says they introduced the girls' neighbors, a middle-aged couple suffering from empty nest syndrome. Their teenage daughter, Jenny, who had left for college, and Renee's brother, Chuck, also appeared. It was a completely different premise.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the actual show being titled Empty Nest, it's just ironic that both children live in the fucking house. So it's like, why is it called Empty Nest?
Well, Rita Moreno later was criticized, calling it a very bad show.
Yeah, she was not pleased with it. And she goes, I can see why it didn't take off, yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, I believe she got sick when they were, when they were redoing...
Susan Harris, she said, got sick, so that's why she blamed the bad writing, is that Susan didn't get a rewrite of it or something.
Mm. In some respects, the very beginning of the show is, like after... Richard Mulligan's character, Harry Weston, his wife had passed away, what was it? I think they said like 18 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just him and the dog, Dreyfus.
Yeah.
And then it's, the girls coming in and such, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess for that very brief moment, it was an empty nest.
So this aired for 7 seasons on NBC from 1988 to 1995. I was only 2 years old, not even when the show started. Jesus. It ran for 170 episodes.
Yes.
Yep. And season 5, episode 5 was the last episode that Christy McNichol was on because she was diagnosed with bipolar disease, and she didn't come back until the final episode.
I didn't realize that's why she left. I just knew she was gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had bipolar disorder, and she was just having a lot of trouble. But she came back for the final episode.
Yeah, she played daughter Barbara Weston.
Yep,
correct. The
cop
policewoman. Yep.
Yeah,
who was often undercover as a hooker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to do any of that kind of work in your police days there, Laura?
I never went undercover.
She goes, I did try hooking, but it wasn't for undercover work.
That was just a side job.
So yeah, you have the other daughter, Dinah Manoff, who we kind of mentioned. Actually, does that...
Carol.
It was Carol, and then Barbara, and then Emily. Emily came in season 5. She was only there for 14 episodes.
Yeah, I think they were trying to find a way to replace Barbara. They were like, which is funny. Do you know where we knew Emily from there, Nick?
I'm trying to remember now.
This is a strange Billy Vera connection.
Yeah, because I saw that she was actually a musician.
Well, I was thinking... Do you remember when we did the episode on the King of Queens, we talked about Carrie's sister who disappears after 4 episodes?
Oh, right.
That's her. That's the same actress.
Oh, God.
Lisa Rifle, I believe. So I was like, she's like the disappearing, reappearing sister, apparently, in sitcoms. Because while Emily is mentioned throughout this show, we only see her in those 14 episodes in season 5.
Right.
But yeah, she was in 4 episodes of The King of Queens before the writers were like, we don't know what to do with her, and they wrote her out of the show. And then subsequently are like, Carrie's an only child. And you're like, damn, dude, rude.
It's like, geez, that's...
But I just thought it was ironic that she's the sister in both those situations and both theme songs, Billy Vera.
Yep.
There you go.
That is an odd connection.
Right.
Yeah, it's strange how when you sit back and make it like a flow chart, it's crazy the crossovers and the connections, and you never think about that kind of stuff when you're initially watching things like that. When it's happening at the time, it's later on down the road, and you look back and you're like, wow.
Well, what better show to talk about crossovers when all the Golden Girls came over to this show?
Yeah.
I think most of these characters went over to that show.
Estelle Getty, the Sophia, wasn't she just a regular at the
After
end of the
Yep.
Now, was she a next door neighbor, or was she living?
Again, we kind of discussed it on the Golden Girls, but when the Golden Girls ended, B. Arthur left. They did the spinoff Golden Palace, which I think that ended up on CBS, I believe. That moved to CBS, so this was still NBC. Golden Palace, I think, only lasted 1 season, and then Estelle Getty comes back to this show.
Right.
So she says she moved back to the retirement home in Miami. So that's how she ends up back here. But
yeah, because when Carol and Laverne both got married, they had the double wedding on the final episode. Her and Charlie drove down because she had a dream, and she wouldn't fly and she wouldn't take the train because a plane crashed into
a train.
Right.
yeah, she joins, I think, season 6, the beginning of that, and she's in both the final seasons.
Yeah, I kind of skipped over season 6 to rewatch everything because I wanted to try to hit everything, from the beginning to the end.
So your other main cast, you had Richard Mulligan, who's the patriarch. He's a pediatrician.
Correct.
Which is a fun aspect of the show because you have so many fun little kid characters. We'll get into the guest stars later because, my God, this show was ripe with fucking
loaded.
guest stars. Holy shit. So many people you're like, is that? Oh, my God. Yeah. Even some before they were big.
Yeah, and also you had some, like you said, the one sister Emily in season 5.
We lost Nick. Come back to the light, Nick.
Walk towards the light, Nick.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, it kicked me out of
multiplicity.
Yeah, my bad. In season 5.
There's 2 of you. It's freaking me out, dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. In season 5, you had Emily, and then in season when did Marsha Warfield
also season 6?
Yeah, it's like
I loved her in Night Court. Oh my God,
one of my all-time favorite shows as well, Night Court.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go wrong with Marsha
right?
Warfield.
Sorry.
What? The remake? Oh, fuck no. Fuck no.
Don't know if you watched any of that, Laura, but...
Not at all.
You're not missing much.
You saved yourself the torture. There you go.
Yeah, I saw a commercial for it, and...
She did join it. She apparently did join that show in the 2nd season, I think, but I was done already. I'm like, I'm not going back.
No, without Bull and Harry and...
Well, they waited for everyone to be dead. It was the dumbest move in fucking TV history.
Recording is on.
Yay! No, I just I don't know. Without the original cast, it's and
it's like John Larroquette, but like
they neutered him.
They had him now as the actual defense attorney, so it's like, oh, okay, yeah, fun switching the role, but it just wasn't the right fit.
No, he wasn't Dan. They neutered him.
He I don't know if he's still a lecherous old,
No,
but at this age, it wouldn't work.
No, he fell in love and he was too obsessed with his wife. Anyway, don't get me started on that fucking show again, please. I can't. It makes me so mad. Anyway, so at the doctor's office, he has Laverne on Empty Nest, who is one of the bright spots of this show. I would absolutely.
Oh my
say.
gosh, she's my favorite character.
Fucking
honestly,
funny. You kind of resemble her, to be honest.
Honestly, you're right. I
think you do kind of resemble Laverne.
Her entire.
Can you do the accent?
I could probably do it if I tried.
We should have you come on, do the accent the whole episode, and be in character as Laverne.
I'm not in the mindset right now, but oh my god, yeah. I mean, she was from what, Arkansas?
Yes.
Tennessee. I thought she said Tennessee, didn't she? Green.
No.
She is from Tennessee, but her character was from Hickory,
Oh,
Arkansas.
okay. Yeah, it was an
and-
interview that I saw that she said Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I watched the one episode where it's like the neighboring town. What the heck was the neighboring town? Yeah, Hickory was where she was from, and then there was the neighboring town because it was the guy. I'm trying to remember the actor's name. The last name, I think, or his first name is Tracy something or other. He's actually the gentleman from Ellen Brockovich, the guy, like the creepy guy at the bar that turns out to be the one.
Aaron Brockovich?
What's that?
You said Ellen Brockovich? Do you mean the movie Aaron Brockovich?
Aaron Brockovich.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, Aaron Brockovich.
I was like, is that the sequel or something? Her cousin?
Yeah, Ellen Brockovich. Yeah, the
Her
unknown
younger
sister. Yeah. But Aaron Brockovich, the creepy guy at the bar that was the one that was a bad employee and didn't shred documents.
Mm.
Oh, gosh, It's been a long time.
You worked for the
since I've
Nixon
seen that
administration?
movie.
Did you see who played her mother in the finale? Is the same actress, Grace Zabritsky from the pilot, who's trying to date Harry.
Yes.
She's also in another episode, so she plays 3 different characters on this show, which leads me to the weird, also Chucky connection. I don't know if you caught all this shit in this show, but, Dinah Manoff. Aunt Maggie was a bitch who got what she deserved. She's like Chucky's first victim in the first Child's Play movie.
I've never watched the Chucky movies.
She's Aunt Maggie who gets Chucky pushes her out the window, and you have But Grace Zabritsky is one of Chucky's victims from Child's Play 2, and apparently the child star who's in, I think it was 6 episodes of this, he was the voice of the good guy doll, not Chucky, but when the good guy doll is going like, I like to be hugged, that kid's
my buddy.
Yeah. He is the voice of Chucky in those movies when he's not trying to murder everyone as Brad Dourif.
I bought a
Eden
My Buddy
Gross
doll
is
for
the kid's name.
Marcus, and that was the year that Chucky came out, and I took that goddamn doll right back to the store and said no.
Actually, that was, I believe Child's Play was 88, so the same year this came out. So she had a good year that year.
Yeah, that's when I lived in San Diego. I was already married. Joey was born in 87. Mark was born in 85. Yeah.
Actually, so she has really bad luck with Charlie's. Charles Lee Ray, Chucky, and then neighbor Charlie.
Was it Dinah Manoff was in Greece? She was one of the pink ladies. I was reading.
Oh, really?
And yeah, she was. I think she was the one that had all the dudes. She was right into all the military guys, and she would spritz her her stationery with the perfume. That was her.
I seen she was in Greece, but I've never seen it to know what she was in it. Yeah.
But
you've never seen Grease?
I mean, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes, that she was in Greece. I was like, oh my god, I did. But when you sit and think about it, it's like, oh yeah, okay.
Well, I just kept, after all the connections, I just kept picturing the Chucky doll with Charlie, the neighbor's voice coming out of him.
And the crazy thing is with David Leisure, like I remember him so well as Joe
David
Isuzu in all the commercials.
Joe Isuzu
from those commercials.
Yep.
He is such a great smarmy asshole.
Oh God, he's so well. And you know what?
He's like the perfect car salesman.
Yeah, and I could see he seems to me a combination of like Larry from Three's Company.
Yes,
and also he reminds me of like the early version of Quagmire from Family Guy.
Well, and I was gonna say, isn't Quagmire like a pilot too? And this guy sails a ship. Yeah, when he came in the suit, and I was like, I think that might be a little bit what they're getting Quagmire from.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was also kind of like a knockoff of Gopher. From
Love Boat. Yes.
Oh, Love Boat. I haven't seen that yet.
And Doc, or maybe Gopher or Doc, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, the great Bernie Coppell, Doc.
Yeah. Yeah, because Bernie was kind of a ladies' man on the boat.
Well, and too on the Bob Newhart show, his buddy was a pilot too, wasn't he?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
That's right.
He was a little
just
more lovable and
combination
less
of all
smarmy,
those
but
guys, yeah.
Yes, and he was also on. That actor was on I Dream of Jeannie, and Richard Mulligan also was on I Dream of Jeannie
Was he
for
really?
I think a couple of episodes. Like,
Wow,
yeah, like
no.
he went on like a naval thing with Major Nelson.
Oh. Wow, I did not know that.
I told you my favorite line on that the Bob Newhart show reunion special when he keeps having these dreams. Because Bob Newhart, I think, was having dreams about the Newhart show now because Newhart ended with dreams
Oh
of...
God, they did the reverse.
Right.
When they woke up with the
Right.
wife from the other
So
show.
the guy who was the pilot friend, he goes, "You think that's crazy? I just had a dream I was an astronaut for 8 seasons."
Oh God, I gotta see
Now,
that.
is that the one where it's hi? This is my brother Daryl and my other brother.
That was
Daryl?
Newhart.
Yes, yeah, that was Newhart.
Yeah.
Okay.
We lost Bob Newhart this year too.
Right. Well, we lost Ozzy yesterday.
Yeah, God.
And other
That was-
sitcom royalty, old Theo Huxtable. Welcome
Yeah,
Jamal Warner.
Yeah, actually,
I
yeah,
just I told God, I don't even know who I was talking to. I guess my nephew today when I was taking him to work to drop him off. I said I never thought I would exist in a world where Ozzy Osbourne wasn't alive.
Yeah, he seems so pickled, he would just make it.
Right. Yeah.
Man, you are no Michael Keaton, Nick. You just keep multiplying, though. I don't get it.
yeah.
Did we lose Laura now?
Recording is on.
Yeah, I think we lost Laura.
Damn it!
Okay. So there is a slight problem with Jitsi. Oh, there's Laura.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jay.
Now there's two of both of you. What the fuck is going
Yeah,
on?
I was gonna say we got two Lauras, two Nicks. Hold on.
Are we covering Full
one
House?
Nick went away.
I was going to say, Nick said he had the privilege of meeting Malcolm Jamal Warner once.
Yeah, I actually
Did you really?
met him some years ago, actually, at Houlihan's in Secaucus, New Jersey, and he was one of the nicest fellows you meet. And like, I was making sure like he wasn't in the middle of eating, but it's like, okay, my friend and I came over and introduced ourselves. Fan of your work on Cosby Show, and he was very nice, very not like. Okay, you bother me, kid. Yeah.
Go away, you bother me, son.
I was going to say, kid. Shit, I'm the same age as Malcolm Jamal Warner.
So say now we can cover.
Well, he drowned. Is that what
Yeah.
happened?
Yes.
Now, what was the circumstances surrounding that?
He was on vacation. What, Costa Rica was it?
I think that's where it was.
And
Did
he drowned.
have a cramp or did he get stung by a jellyfish? Or I mean,
It just said accidental drowning from what I saw, so I don't know.
Yeah. No, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like the Riptide or something like that. That kind of
undertow or something.
Yeah, the undertow. Yeah.
That's really too bad. I guess that Richard Mulligan was the first person from the Empty Nest crew to die, and then Estelle Getty died a few months, like maybe 8 months later. So he was the first one to go.
I think she was
did
the
read
first
that.
Golden Girl to die, and she was the youngest one, which is crazy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's crazy. She played the oldest character, but she was actually the youngest
Youngest
person.
actual in age. Yeah,
Yeah.
like her daughter was older than her.
Yeah, right.
Who's the? We didn't talk about Dreyfus yet, the other best character on the show.
Yes, right. It's the dog.
There was actually two dogs. They were brothers.
Oh, really?
And one of them was very lazy, so they used the lazy one for the scenes where the dog was just kind of laying around being lazy, and then then his brother was the active one. So when the one like the opening scene where it shows him running on the beach, at the beginning of every episode, it shows Richard and the dog running on the beach. That's the brother of.
Oh, okay.
Just like the Olsen
So-
twins.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
They said one always cried and one always laughed. So they're like, all right, bring in the crybaby.
Bring the crybaby. We got a crying scene
That's a
here.
gag. Action. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, no. We got the
Oh,
wrong
wait a minute. Yeah,
husband.
bring in the crier.
And
bring
did they
in the
say
rapper.
Dreyfus was a Saint Bernard Golden Lab mix? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Played by Bear, the dog.
Yeah, Bear.
Did you see the end of the final episode where he talks?
Yes.
Yes,
They
he's
do like a
get
buck.
me out of this suit.
hey, Richard.
Yeah. He
That
goes,
had been
he goes,
Rick,
see
you know,
you
he's
around,
going out
Stanley.
with a
Yeah, see you,
garment
Rich.
made on his shoulder. Yep.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, it's
Bear,
Buck Bundy.
Bye, Richard. Or I think he called him Richie or something like
Rich.
that.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
See-
Richie.
See you, Rich.
Yep. Yep. That
Yeah.
was pretty cute.
Yeah, this was one of the most fun revisits I've honestly had. I was hoping the show would hold up, but I hadn't seen it in so long.
7 years. I didn't realize that it was on for 7 years. I was
didn't
still
realize.
active duty in the Navy when it was on. I would catch it when I could, but I was married. I had 2 kids, and my husband was always out to sea. So there was this times that I just could not watch it, because I had a full-time job. I was taking care of the kids and had a husband that, I had to deal with all of his stuff. So, but I loved watching that show, and I've been having just the best time rewatching everything. And now I can watch it. And nobody's talking. Nobody's yelling, "Ma!"
And you don't have to
Where's
wait
that?
for every week. This was a Saturday show, right? Weren't they all Saturday night shows?
I don't know. I lived in San Diego. They were syndicated. So
I think I want to
show?
say in the original run, like Golden Girls, This, and Nurses, I want to say they were all like Saturday night shows or something. But
I honestly can't remember. I'm surprised that I remember anything from those days.
oh, even Billy Vera on our episode, we interviewed him. He said that Empty Nest only lasted 4 seasons, and I was like, I hope they paid you for all 7. Because
Yeah.
Right.
maybe they just told him, "Hey, we only did 4. Here's a cut him."
He thought it was only 4 seasons?
Yeah, he said it at one point.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
I do get what he was saying. Like, was it in the 3rd or 4th season when they started
The
adjusting
3rd.
the song?
It was the 3rd season where they added the female backup singers.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
think
and
in the
it's like
versions
They
we
jazzed
watched,
it up.
I think in the versions we watched from that Laugh channel on YouTube, I think those were the rerun songs, though. So I think the songs changed really early on those.
Oh, okay. No,
You know what I mean?
I thought the first couple of seasons, I thought it was the the standard, Billy Vera, like a little slower, a little,
I
less
read
fuller.
somewhere today that they did change it up. They sped up and made it a little peppier because
Yep.
the
Yeah, what they call it,
first couple
calypso
seasons-
style.
Yeah, something like that because it was more loungy, kind of
yeah.
Yeah.
hey,
Although I actually liked the original version, The Life Goes On.
When I was sitting in my I watch it in my room because I can lounge out and just be comfortable. But I asked my smart device speaker who sang the song, and they gave me a female singer. They didn't tell me it was Billy Vera.
Maybe one of the backup
So
singers.
I wonder who,
or maybe
made
one of the
that
writers. Could have given you one of the writers or something.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I think, because I think there were 2 writers on that song.
Mhm.
And,
song. Well, I think a female may have re-recorded it and released it.
oh, okay.
And that's who my smart device told me was singing it. And I thought, well, that didn't sound like a chick to me. That sounded like that was a dude. And I never watched the credits at the end.
Everyone I saw said written by 2 names and performed by Billy Vera.
By Billy Vera.
Yeah, I suppose if I watched the credits, I could have just answered my own question, but I would just, as soon as the episode was over, I would go right to the next episode, fast forward and start the.
So you like? I love the song. I love the theme song.
Yeah.
Do you like the song?
Although Billy was saying it's like, yeah, he didn't get paid nearly the same as with King of Queens.
Yeah, the King of Queens that show just
He got
took
ripped
off.
off then because he's got an amazing voice.
Well, you got to
Oh,
think
yeah.
too, though. If you look, this show wasn't really syndicated that much.
No, which
I
found
don't understand
strange.
because it's just as good as Full House. I didn't watch Full House very much, but that John Stamos, I went to boot camp with his cousin.
Oh.
Cunt.
But how do you really feel, Laura?
Yes.
I'd like to take her out back behind the barn and give her a what for it. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, John Stamos, I never particularly cared for him, and he didn't like the Olsen twins. He was very much against those little girls
in the beginning. Yeah, we talked about that on our Full House. We've done 2 episodes on Full House. Go listen to those.
Yeah, and get my take on Full House.
Nick can tell you how much
I went to boot camp with his cousin, and she looked a lot like him, but she didn't have a whole lot of nice things to say about her cousin John.
It was like the episode of Full House where it's like him in drag. It's like it's not actually his cousin. Well, it's John with a wig.
And then apparently, who plays the father of everybody? The
Bob Saget.
Yeah, he's not such a great guy either.
He's dead now.
Okay.
So.
Yeah,
Bob Saget.
Yeah, he's
Bob
dead.
Saget died a couple of years ago, I think it was. 3 years.
How about
ago,
that?
maybe?
I missed it.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything bad about necessarily him, but he's a blue comic, or he was a blue comic. People didn't realize, oh, yeah, he's the dad on Full House. It's like you go to see him like do stand up, and it's like, oh my God, what language is he using?
Right, and I understood that he was reminded quite frequently to watch his language around the child actors.
Yeah, like that.
There was incidents, I guess, where he forgot that they had a live cam from the rehearsal studio to the children's classroom, and that's where a lot of issues came up because the children would be in class while they were rehearsing, and then seeing the monitor, and they'd be like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Oh, fuck. That kind of shit.
Yeah, I can see that, but I guess if I was around a bunch of kids all the time, I'd be probably reprimanded for a few F-bombs.
Yeah. When I worked at Michigan Adventures, it was a constant, like, I'd leave and I'd have teeth marks in my bottom lip. Like,
from biting.
here's your fucking Pokemon, you little shit. Oh.
Yep.
Anyway, Empty Nest. So you mentioned Barbara left in season 5. There was another character they tried to shoehorn in there that didn't last more than that one season, which was Carol's boyfriend or fiance, whatever he was.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick.
That's right.
The artist.
Yeah, that didn't last.
But he does father her baby.
Yes.
Was he the father of the baby? I
Yeah.
wasn't sure who was the father of the baby. I know that he moved into the garage.
Yeah, he was an artist.
Yeah.
A struggling out-of-work artist who is just a slacker, and that's why she ends up kicking him out. The first 2 parts, I believe, of the 6th season, basically that's where a lot of the show changes, which we can discuss whether we like or dislike the changes the show took.
I skipped over that. I watched a few episodes of that, and then I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to go to season 6, and then I went to
Harry
season 7.
sells his practice, which is why the office changes.
Part.
He sells his practice, and then he ends up being asked by the hospital to go check on this inner city clinic, which is where Marsha Warfield is running this clinic. So he goes in there, and the hospital is basically like, we're pulling the plug, we're shutting it down. He goes, well, she's doing good shit here. So he decides to, with some other donors, step in and take part in this clinic with her. And of course, Laverne doesn't work out with the other doctors, so she comes in as the nurse for them again, which I thought it was an interesting way to shake the show up a little bit. Of course, like we said, Marsha Warfield, I'll never be upset by adding Marsha Warfield to anything.
No,
she is brilliant.
No, adding her is always a plus.
Oh,
she is the spice of life. Anything she's in is always a welcome addition.
On top of all those changes, you have your workplace change up. Like I said, you've lost Barbara, you've lost a daughter. Carol,
2 by this time, right?
Well, Emily was in that one season and then was already kind of gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Barbara and Emily are both out.
Carol breaks up with the boyfriend and then finds out she's pregnant. So you have the whole baby thing going on. And on top of all that, you have the return of Sophia from the Golden Girls is now back as their neighbor and in every episode. So you're like, wow, there's a whole fucking lot going on. But again, same with Marsha. Do we need Estelle Getty in Empty Nest every episode? No. Am I okay with it? Yes. I'm okay with it. Yes.
Yeah.
I've never had an issue with Estelle Getty. Even in Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. I'm okay with Estelle Getty.
She's her sarcastic humor and just deadpan delivery. I'm always there for it.
Well, and wasn't it interesting to see her as a side character, because she does steal scenes, but she also, it felt like she did know her place, whereas like, I'm going to come in for 1 or 2 scenes, make my wisecracks, and then I'm out. Like she didn't have like full episodes.
She gave Laverne a gift, a wedding gift, and it was a photo album, and she goes, "Oh, it's a photo album." She said, and Estelle says, "It's filled with all of our memories together." And she says it's blank, because she says, "Yeah, we never did a damn thing together."
I don't know you, bitch. Well, that was similar to the whole episode about when Carol finds out she's pregnant. Harry tells Laverne they're at the clinic, and Marcia, what's her character's name in there?
Prud.
God, I just watched it an hour
yeah,
ago.
it's same here.
I can't remember what her character's name. Anyway, Marsha Warfield's character.
Dr. Douglas. Maxine Douglas.
Maxine. That's what I was. Yeah, Maxine.
Maxine. Yeah.
So she knows that something's up. They have a secret, but Laverne's like, "I've been sworn to secrecy. I can't tell nobody." Right. So the whole episode, fucking Maxine's trying to get this secret out of her, like being real conniving, and at the end, she's finally like, "Okay, I'll tell you. Carol's pregnant." She goes, "Oh my God. Who the hell's Carol?" It's like, because she had never met the fucking daughters. And she's like, "Oh, Harry's daughter." She goes, "I don't, like, what the hell?" Oh, it was so funny. But yeah, and some shows would, and we've seen it, where they kind of fake that connection. Like, you immediately introduce somebody, and all of a sudden they're all so tight and carry.
Yeah.
Like,
we know each other from way back.
That's just 2 instances, which makes so much sense. Because why would Sophia give a shit about Laverne? She barely knows her.
I thought it was really funny when Carol found out she was pregnant. She was bent over, sitting on the chair, bent over. Her father's a pediatrician. She's dizzy. She can't keep anything down. She's nauseous. She's got all these symptoms. She's got her head between her knees. Her dad's like, "What is wrong with you?" And Estelle Getty's standing there, and she says, "Isn't it obvious? She's knocked up."
Yeah.
And Harry looks at her like, "What?" It's like, "You're the pediatrician, dude." I mean, this is your area of expertise.
It's like,
come
where
on.
do your patients come from?
Exactly.
He's not prenatal. Come on. He only worries about them once they pop out.
Well, I think obstetrician and pediatrics kind of go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. It's like the handoff.
Right. I think one and the other can, interchangeably work. But yeah.
Well, there's even the one where, like, Charlie, I think he had to have a tonsillectomy. What the fuck's it called? Tonsillectomy? What the hell is it?
Tonsillectomy.
And he's too scared to go to a doctor because he's afraid they're gonna kill him. So he wants Harry to be in the room with him. So he ends up in the pediatric hospital, and he's sharing a room with all these other kids and shit. Which is one thing I do love about including all of his daughters and Charlie. They're all so infantile. Like, the moment Harry steps into, like, guardian dad mode, they just go into fucking infant mode. It's so funny. So Charlie is in, like, his little PJs and shit, and he's out, like, playing Legos with the kids. One of the kids in that scene was, we talked about the kid from Wes Craven's People Under the Stairs, who was in the incident with Romeo from Steve Harvey, who died. He was in that episode.
Oh, shit.
And the kid from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, the youngest son, he was also in that scene.
Wow.
Which, should we just go? Let's go through some of the guest stars real quick, because I just wanted to...
Deborah Rupp from that 70s show. She played the animal psychologist when Carol yelled at Dreyfus to get the hell out of the way. And you're always in the way. Get out of the damn way. And Dreyfus held a grudge. So she went to the animal psychiatrist, and I was like, God, she looks familiar. She was really young when she guested on this.
She was also on Friends a bunch of episodes.
What?
She was on Friends a bunch of episodes too. She was
I didn't watch
Phoebe's
Friends.
sister-in-law.
Just out of principle. But that was season 5, episode 7 that Deborah was on. I watched that one earlier.
Speaking of Friends, Chandler was on this. Did you see that one?
Nope. No.
Matthew Perry was on this one. He there was one episode where Harry is seeing a bunch of young boys, and they're getting progressively older.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, it was a one kid as he aged.
And then you find out it was all the same kid as he grows up.
Yep.
So Matthew Perry was the 17-year-old version of this kid.
But getting his medical records for college.
The 14-year-old version, I was staring at him like, I know that fucking kid. It was Steven Dorff when he was young.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was like, and their dad was Richard Kind from Spin City and shit.
From everything. Yeah. Richard Kind is like the best.
Did you see Doris Roberts was on here?
I saw the list of guest stars and saw her name. It's like it's amazing, the list of
it's crazy. There was so many people. I'm like, oh.
And that's without all the like you said, the Golden Girls.
Garth Brooks was on as a guest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've got a list, and it shows him as a guest star. Angie Dickinson, Steven Dorff, Morgan Fairchild, Zsa Zsa Gabor, Marla Gibbs.
Yep.
The Jeffersons, yeah.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yep, he was in the episode where Charlie's trying to be a stand-up comedian.
Pat Harrington, wasn't he from the one with Valerie Bertinelli and
One Day at a Time?
Yeah. Phil Hartman.
Oh yeah, Phil Hartman was a male nurse that comes in.
Shirley Jones. Carol Kane, she played in...
I met Shirley Jones.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh. Barbara Mandrell.
Don Adams.
Jerry Orbach. He played on that show.
Law and Order.
Law and Order, yeah.
Yeah, and he...
That's a better name. Dun dun.
Yes, the show. Dun dun.
Dun dun. Geraldo Rivera was on this show.
Did you watch that episode?
Nope.
I watched that one.
I probably would have skipped it.
It was pretty funny though. Like, Carol wants to go on the show. They're doing an episode about kids who refuse to grow up and still live with their parents. But Laverne reads Geraldo's book and about how he used to fight all the time. So she keeps warning Harry, don't piss off Geraldo. He'll beat the shit out of you, And every sentence she says is something about how Geraldo's going to beat the shit out of him. And he's like, Laverne, will you stop? He's not going to beat me up. And they get to the show, and every crew member who comes up to him has a broken nose or a black eye. And then they end up on the show, and Carol is so nervous that she breaks out in hives. So she got a veil on, and she runs off the show. And they basically leave Harry there. The lights go down to start the show, and as they come up, Charlie's sitting next to him. He's like, what the hell are you doing here? And he's like, I always wanted to be on Geraldo,
Danny Thomas was on as a guest also.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Remember that show?
Yardley Smith, Lisa Simpson, who I met, was on there.
Oh, sweet.
Growing Pains.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
What was the kid's name that was
Ben? Ben was the youngest. Kirk Cameron was the older.
Yeah, the older kid. What was it? Missy Gold or Tracy Gold? I always
Tracy.
get the two sisters.
Tracy Gold.
Tracy Gold was on that one. Okay.
Well, one of the episodes that I watched today, I was the kid. I'm like, I know him from. I could have swore it was from Growing Pains, but it could have been one of those other sitcoms that was on around that same time. But it was a young boy.
Yeah, a lot of it, because there's so many kids in his practice showing up.
I know.
There's so many young actors. You're like, oh shit, they all went on to do shit.
Yeah, maybe Joey Lawrence.
Oh yeah, Joey Lawrence was on there. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Omar Gooding.
It's crazy how many people they had. I can't believe that the show didn't do better. They had some top names as guest stars.
Well, I think it did well in the ratings originally. I can't understand why it never reran. Really, I think it even beat the Golden Girls for a while.
And the fact of, as you said, there's 170 episodes, 7 seasons.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you're well past the point of syndication there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one of the things I read said that even for a couple seasons, it did better than the Golden Girls, which is insane.
Wow. Yeah, and Richard Mulligan actually won an Emmy, Best Actor.
He won an Emmy and a
in
Golden
comedy.
Globe, I think, the same year.
And Golden Globe, yes.
He's such a great method actor, and I mean, he had all of the Golden Girls as guests on his show,
And then he was on that show. I think all the characters from this were on.
Yeah, I think
Golden
they did
Girls at some point.
crossovers.
Did you watch any of the Hurricane episodes?
the Hurricane episode.
Yeah.
No.
So there's like a Hurricane trilogy they did. Same night, all three shows, this, Golden Girls, and Nurses, they all experienced the same hurricane, and all the characters like cross over.
No.
Oh, wow.
So I would like to one night watch those three together.
But can you find any of the Nurses episodes?
We'll have to look. I wonder if maybe there's
Yeah.
another fan out there. Someone put this on YouTube, so maybe somebody has put Nurses
Maybe.
on
Well,
YouTube.
post it on Reddit and see if somebody out there. I mean, God only knows. Reddit is.
I will say, if there's like a Nurses complete series box set and there's not an Empty Nest box set, I'm going to be very upset. Like, what the fuck?
Nurses only showed for one season, didn't it?
I think it was
believe
more.
so.
Was it? I thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 3 or 4, but
Oh. Looks like no, it did 3 seasons. Nurse.
3, really?
Yeah. Okay, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I am too. I never watched a single episode of Nurses.
I didn't even know it existed until we talked
Now,
about
did
Golden
Laverne
Girls.
ever show up on Nurses?
I believe so. Yep.
Really?
And even I think on the Hurricane one, I think Rose is on it. Of the Nurses one, like she's at the hospital for some reason.
I love
Oh.
shows that are connected like that, and everybody kind of crosses over into each
Well,
other's
and it's-
territory.
We love the Norman Lear universe as well, but it is interesting because even in the Norman Lear shows, like, Maude spins off of All in the Family, but you never get
And-
Maude back on All in the Family, or I don't even think you get Archie on Maude.
No.
So
Yeah,
it's-
that was a
But
strange.
you had Mary Tyler Moore and what was her boss's name?
Lou Grant.
Lou Grant.
But none of
and,
them
you
ever
know,
appeared, I don't think. And
And then you had and wasn't Maude also a spin-off from the Mary Tyler Moore universe?
No, it was from All in the Family. That was
okay.
Edith's sister.
and then Good
Oh.
Times came from Maude.
Really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and then the mom on Good Times is Maude's maid.
Right. Yeah, Florida.
So those are all connected. But again, like I said, once they sever those shows and spin them off, they don't cross over again.
Yeah, that is a strange
This
thing. But
this Susan Harris universe, they all constantly continue to cross over. It's insane.
And that connection, I think, keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, hey, look who's here. I don't know. I have always appreciated it when you would have characters from another show that had connection. Even on, like, when I was in high school, the soap operas every now and then would cross over into one another. A character from All My Children would end up on One Life to Live or General Hospital, and oh my God, everybody would lose their effing minds. And
Did you look at any of the
I-
directors on this? Directors or writers or anything?
I didn't.
I didn't go into like who the different
So we had
directors and
our
writers on
most
this one.
prominent director for this show is a guy named Steve Zuckerman, who directed 127 of the 170 episodes, which is pretty good.
Wow, that's a nice but like to have one person doing that many.
He had quite an extensive resume. He's directed for shows including Norm, which we covered, Partners, which we covered, Everybody
Ooh.
Loves Raymond. He directed
Right.
for The Drew Carey Show and Friends.
Okay.
Now, see, the wiki page that I'm on doesn't even touch on the directors.
I look on
The
IMDb typically
producers.
for those.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, director of 7 episodes was old Dinah Manoff herself. She directed 7 episodes in the last 3 seasons.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Which I know the
Yeah,
first time I saw her name as director, I was like, oh shit, look at that.
This is back when the sitcoms were still, half hour long, and they were 22 to 24 minutes with
Correct.
commercials.
And these are probably even the syndicated versions. Mine were all 23 minutes and something seconds. So original run, there might have even been another minute or there,
Well, it says here running time 22 to 24 minutes. Released October 8th, 1988 to June 17th, 1995.
Well, that's the sad thing too. Even with DVD box sets and stuff now, a lot of times they'll throw on the syndicated versions, even if there's like a minute or two missing from episodes, which is really shitty.
Yeah, I hate that.
I know Roseanne and that 70s show, which were both Carsey Werner shows, were chopped to shit on DVD for not only scenes that were cut from reruns, but also music. And it's like, fuck.
It's like the music is always a pain in the ass. Like,
Well-
I remember when we started the pod, Jay. I remember like some of the shows we were watching. It's like, oh, this episode's not available streaming. It's because of music rights.
Mm-hmm.
Like we watched The Odd Couple, and it's like, okay, well, there's so many episodes missing. Where the hell are they?
Early on, I know we talked about the Drew Carey show was unavailable because of music rights. Just like a month ago, the show finally came out on DVD. The Drew Carey show's on DVD, but there's
it's on DVD now?
Yeah, but there's 4 episodes not on the DVD because of music.
Oh, gee.
So you're like, here's the complete series minus 4 episodes. Sorry, fuck you. You're like, fuck. So finally, they must have just given up on the battle of the music rights and said, let's put it out and skip those episodes.
Well, you know what? The people that own the rights to that music, it's their loss.
Yep.
Well, and here's the thing, too, is a lot of times it's because back then they didn't think of home video or streaming as like a thing. Now, when you make a show, you probably put that in the deal. You know what I mean? It's these older shows.
They didn't know about streaming. They didn't know about DVDs. They didn't know about it's like all this.
It's only going to be a problem on shows before these things existed. And that's the problem. Is now it's going to be in the deals, I'm sure. Especially streaming with that whole Writers Guild strike and all that. I'm sure there's all kinds of streaming things in deals now.
Well, I remember also on our last show when we were speaking to Billy, he was also talking about the singer on, like, if for the music gets actually SAG rights. The musicians don't have SAG rights.
Right.
They get a different set of, like a different union.
Well, I've noticed what smart studios do, too. So say you're doing a TV show and you're at WB. WB owns record labels. I'm sure of it.
Right.
Why the fuck not just use your own shit? Some do. Some are smart that way. Go, oh, let's tap into our own music library. It's the ones who are like the creative showrunners probably who are like, oh, I want to put my favorite song on this episode or whatever. That's when you have the problems. Or when, music catalogs change hands all the time. People buy out catalogs of whatever. Think about Michael Jackson owning the Beatles. that kind of shit.
I was about to bring out that same example. It's like, Michael Jackson, Beatles.
So you just never know.
Wasn't that a big problem after him and Paul McCartney did Ebony and Ivory and Say,
yeah.
And then he found out that Michael bought his music and wouldn't sell him back any of it.
Ugh.
Did you guys have any specific favorite episodes of Empty Nest?
Oh gosh, I had quite a few that I absolutely loved. I liked when Crazy Aunt Cecilia dies and she sent $2,000 to Barbara and she sent $2,000 to Emily, and Carol was all butthurt because she sat around and listened to. It was a Sicilian aunt, I guess, that would talk, and they kept calling her crazy. And she would sit around and listen to her stories all the time. And finally, it took a while because she sent her a box instead of just an envelope. And when she got her inheritance from Crazy Aunt Cecilia, or Selena, I guess, it was a tape recorder, and she taped herself telling all the stories. Over, and that was all she got. Everybody else got $2,000.
I wonder if that's the same. I saw one where one of the aunts shows up. Was it the mom's sister?
I don't know. It was a crazy aunt
because they had one
shows up in the final episode.
Right.
They had one crazy aunt episode, which I think Dinah Manoff actually wrote and directed that episode, where she's kind of a woman of the world. I just wondered if it was the same aunt.
This was the crazy aunt that told all kinds of stories, like a goat in the hills.
Oh. This aunt
she was
more
Russian.
Oh, okay. No, this aunt was more like telling stories about getting in a fight with like Mother Teresa and shit. She had like the worldly like humanitarian type stories.
This aunt had crazy stories like that. It was season 1, episode 20.
Oh, okay.
That one really, that one, I laughed so hard because the look on Carol's face when she figured out that was her legacy from her aunt after she put up with listening to all of because no one would do it but her. And so her greatest treasure was her stories.
They do talk about a lot of aunts and uncles. You're like, where the fuck are all these aunts and uncles at?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, I died laughing for that one.
I like the one episode where basically everyone's telling their troubles to Dreyfus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, and like I think it's the same episode also where is it where everyone goes to feed Dreyfus and they do part of the thing. It's like, oh okay, this one opened the can. Oh okay, this one put it in the bowl. Oh okay, this one. It's like finally, freaking feed me, yeah.
I love that Dreyfus, whenever he doesn't want to do something, he goes in the cupboard and shuts the door.
Yes, and he pulls it closed with the dishcloth.
I fucking love that. He'll just climb under the kitchen cabinet and shut the door.
Like the one where they got robbed, and it's like wait, you have a dog? It's like, I think I know, and it's like open the cupboard. It's like, oh my God, come out now.
I saw an episode today where two guys come running in. I think it was Charlie and one of his friends. I don't know. They go running up the stairs and Dreyfus is behind them and they're yelling panty raid. And they come down and they've got the girl's panties and Dreyfus comes running down behind them and he's got a bra around his neck but one of the straps is around his legs. And so he's hopping. I died laughing. I thought, oh my God.
Have we covered any show where the dog is more featured? I don't think so.
I don't think so yet.
Even like Married with Children will do like Buck episodes, but Dreyfus, like every episode is almost like right there.
Yeah. You know, he is like a main character.
He's part of the family.
Even when they have the baby, they do the sitcom baby thing where if the story's not about the baby's fucking gone. The baby's in the other room or whatever. Right. Or you just see a bassinet
but they're not
facing.
Actually physically showing.
Yeah.
And talking about the baby.
It's not there.
It's a doll in a bassinet in another room.
Did you see the episode of this where the family goes to England?
No.
There was actually a couple where they go on like trips and stuff, which were kind of fun. But this was like, this show, it feels pretty grounded for the most part. But they do this episode where they go to England and Harry's supposed to get the family sword or something that passes down generation. And he's going to accept it for his father who's deceased. But they go in and they go into this big spooky mansion and every member of the family is Harry in makeup.
Oh, God.
So like his cousin, his cousin Lord whatever, and it's just Harry who's like being like creepy Igor type. And then the Duchess, there's like a scene where Charlie like goes in this room and Charlie like sees this woman.
I saw a clip of that at the beginning of it where he stands next to Charlie, he looks over and it's him in makeup and a pink dress.
That's like the Duchess of whatever.
I gotta watch that episode.
And Charlie's like, oh, I'm gonna score in England. And then she turns around and it's Harry's face and he's like, oh God, I'm gonna score in England. She's like obsessed with him. And later he's like, Harry and the girls get trapped in a dungeon, and at the end, like Charlie's down there, and she's like whipping him, and he's just like, "Can we get it over with, please?" It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. But they keep mentioning that everyone who's still there, like, didn't get the inheritance because they were like shunned by the family because they have 11 toes, and there's a joke made where Carol was born with an 11th toe.
Oh no.
So they don't believe that they're like part of the family until they learn about Carol's 11th toe. It was such a fucking weird, absurd episode for this type of sitcom. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And it's just out of nowhere, dude. And like one point, Harry's down in the dungeon and he's talking to the bones of some fucking ancestor of his. Like, and he looks down and he just goes, 11 toes. It's like,
that's what I love about the show is it's like nothing's sacred. You want us to go there? Okay, we'll go there. Well, no problem.
The episode where, because Charlie is works on a cruise ship. Mm-hmm. There's one where they all go on a cruise and he wants to impress this girl. So he's telling her that he's the captain or whatever. And he ends up steering the ship into the Bermuda Triangle. And like Carol has this like relationship going on with this guy, and all of a sudden the guy just vanishes. Like she can't find him for like weeks. And then they find out they're in the Bermuda Triangle, and because Charlie's like, yeah, Harry, people disappear all the time, and he's like, oh, that's a bunch of bullshit, you know. And then Carol's like, I can't find my new boyfriend. And at the end, like the end of the episode, he finally comes out, and he's all dorky now, and he's got glasses, and she's like, oh my God, where have you been? He's just like, I don't know. She's like, will I ever see you again? He's like, I don't know. He just walks off the fucking ship. And then I think Charlie or someone makes a joke like, lost another one of the Bermuda Triangle, Carol, you know? It's like just weird shit. You're like, what the fuck? But it's so funny.
It's a good show. It's a good show. I really wish that we could find it on DVD. That's something that I'd like to have in my collection.
Oh, for sure.
I liked the episode where the actor that played Dutch in Soap is Harry's best friend, comes to visit, and then him and Carol end up having a relationship together, and then Harry found out, and Barbara kind of was rubbing salt into that because of the age difference. That was pretty funny. I did
miss her when she left the show.
Yeah.
Their dynamic was so funny. They're just infantile banter.
Christy McNichol, I enjoyed the way she was in this program, but I did not like her. What was that Family, that show Family that she was in?
Oh God,
I didn't like that show. I didn't
really watch that one.
I didn't particularly care for it, so I never watched it. But in this show, she was hilarious. Did
we get a lot of her in the workplace? I didn't see a lot of her doing cop.
Well, she had that one arrest, and it was her ex-boyfriend, and she bonked him before she arrested him in the alley.
Oh, the one where she shoots Carol's boyfriend too was pretty funny. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
She shoots him in the ass.
The first season and half of the second season. Then I kind of skipped around.
I think they mentioned it later. I was on the Geraldo one. They're mentioning all of her loser boyfriends, and she's like, "Oh, what about the one your sister shot? Oh, that was the out of work clown."
Oh, Carol, she's.
Did you see
she's neurotic.
Totally. Right after, I think it's the one after the baby's born, where she thinks the baby was switched at birth. Did you see that one?
Mm-mm.
The whole the episode going on, and they think the baby's crying, and she's like, "Oh my God, he's crying to Beethoven." Like he's a genius. He's a genius, you know. And this guy comes from some university study, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so any history of geniuses in your family?" And she's like, "Well," she's like, "Daddy, what would you say?" He goes, roughly zero geniuses." You know? He's like, "What about the father's family? Less than zero. Less than zero." And they're going through the whole episode, and they're like, "Yeah, the baby is a genius." And all of a sudden, Sophia says something like, "You know, when you're not connecting with your baby and you know something's wrong," he's like, "It's a mother's intuition." And she goes, "Oh my God, you're right. I have no mother's intuition with this baby. This isn't my baby." No. And she's freaking out. And everyone's like, "Carol, stop." She goes, "I'm getting a DNA test, and I'm sending his footprints to the FBI." And Harry's just like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And then at the end of the episode, this couple shows up at the door. "This is going to sound crazy, but we think you have our baby." And it actually was switched at birth.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
And the baby she gets, because the guy who is the real father of the baby is actually like a pianist, and he's a genius. The baby she gets is just just nonstop crying and screaming. And Harry's like, "Well, that's your fucking baby." It's definitely your baby.
Yep, just like Carol.
So it was pretty fun, because the whole episode you're like, "Oh, she's going to come to her senses and be like, no, it's my baby." But no, Empty Nest is like, "No, it really was a switch at birth."
Oh, that's funny. No,
yeah.
I'm gonna sit down and watch the entire series, but
oh yeah,
I didn't have time to watch 7 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like I said, this is one of my favorite revisits. I've thoroughly enjoyed revisiting this, and I think it's even better than I remember.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that it was definitely better than what I remember. Like, I didn't watch it often. I only watched it here and there. But yeah, it was definitely better than what I remember.
I would dare to say that I think it's even better than the Golden Girls, which is held up in this high regard classic status.
I have always enjoyed any episode of the Golden Girls I've ever watched, but this I have just thoroughly enjoyed. I would lay in bed and watch this. The first night I stayed up till like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
watching, and I had to make myself stop watching and go to sleep because I had something I had to do the next day. It was I just laughed and I kept laughing. It was like I didn't realize how much I needed just to be able to laugh. And that was just...
It was hard
Richard
to turn
Mulligan is great. I love him.
Unlike some shows we watch that are just kind of a chore to get through, I really did want to keep watching this. Like every episode, I had to like force myself to skip through episodes so I could, cover more of the show.
Right.
Because it would have been so easy just to sit and watch them all,
Back to back to back.
And I don't think there was a stinker. There was moments that are kind of like once in a while, like slightly cheesy, but they don't dwell on the cheesiness very long.
No.
The only thing I will say, it didn't have as strong again, not the original pilot, but the pilot with Richard Mulligan, like just recently, 18 months or whatever. It wasn't as strong as the rest of the show. Like we've watched shows where, oh wow, that was a great pilot. We really got a lot. That's the only thing I would say with the show.
I think after the pilot, you're like, fuck, Laverne's good. Yeah.
Yes.
You're like,
as soon as that character's there, I'm like, okay, I know what character we're gonna keep an eye on here.
No, you know what I missed is when her husband Nick left her for somebody else. I mean, she wouldn't take the bonuses that Harry kept trying to give her once a year because she couldn't make more money than her husband. And he got transferred to Japan. I missed the episode where they split up and because he left her for another woman and went to Japan.
Yeah, he was a ball player, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's a ball player, minor leagues. But I did see the episode where his mother came to town and she had to break the news to his mother that he left her for another woman. They were divorced and he was in Japan because his mother didn't know anything about it. So
there was I think it was on the one where the family goes to England. Laverne's coming over to house sit and Charlie's there. And before Laverne gets there, Harry's like, he goes, Laverne will be here house sitting. Leave her alone. She's newly divorced. She's sad. She's lonely. She's depressed. Okay? Leave her alone. And Harry walks out and Charlie goes, sad, lonely, and depressed. And he looks up and he's like, God, if it's so wrong, why do you make it so easy? And there was an episode.
How badly did she hurt him?
There was an episode where they tried to date. It was like,
no.
Yeah.
They did not.
Yeah, they did.
All right, I've got to watch that.
There was one where Charlie fell in love with Barbara too. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, because of the Three Stooges and the racetrack. Yeah, I saw that episode. Because
he got some girl on the cruise ship and he lied to her, told her, "Oh, I love you. We're gonna get married," just to sleep with her.
Gonna kill him.
And then she keeps sending him death threats. So he's got Barbara the cop coming over to check the house, and they kind of hit it off. And
over the Three Stooges and the racetrack he had on his living room table.
I also love that line where the stalker shows up and he's like, "Well, maybe we can work it out with Jane or whatever." And,
Jane.
He's like, "Do you like the Three Stooges?" She goes,
"Oh,
I love them. My favorite's Groucho." And he goes, "Book him, Dano, and get her out of here."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God.
That was one of the last episodes that Chrissy McNichol did. It was towards the end of her run.
Yeah, she's still credited all through season 5, but I think it's just because she's in the theme song still. They hadn't changed the opening yet.
Right. Yeah, she did the first 5 episodes, and there's 22, 23 episodes per season?
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, she only did the first 5 of the 5th season. She was in more than half of the whole run.
Yeah.
Right.
And she did come back for the last episode, which I thought was kind of cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at least they got a
So-
finale. So many shows we talk about don't get finales; they just end.
No,
Right.
they don't get the chance.
But yeah,
Right.
there was the sweet moment. They get, they're all and that scene with where he's talking to the ghost of his wife. You're like, holy fuck,
Yep.
that was awkward.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He's like, oh my god, I'm talking to Libby, and she's like, I'm here, and I'm like,
well, how creepy was that?
Okay.
They're talking about the creaky floorboard, and he's in the kitchen.
Yep.
And you hear
And
the
then you hear the
floorboard,
and you hear the floorboard,
and then he goes out there
times.
and he's like, okay, Libby, like I'm not going or whatever.
I'll get it fixed.
Right.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. And you hear her say, maybe not ever.
Again, another weird scene that might feel out of place for a lot of other sitcoms, but I think what an interesting, sweet little moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just.
And when she tells the
was
dog,
so well done.
when Dreyfus comes up and she's like, "You doing a good job looking after him," you're like, "Oh God, no."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then she's gone, and it's Dreyfus with
Yeah,
right. But he comes up right up to her and gives him a little bit of loving, and then when they cut away from that, he jumps up on the couch and gives loving to Richard. And it's this, like I saw her too, and I promised her I would always take care of you, type of thing. And I just really enjoy it because it's just entertaining. It doesn't make you overthink anything, and sometimes it just gives you a zinger, and you're like, "Whoa, where the hell did that come from?" And then you enjoy it because sometimes it just throws something out of left field at you, and if you don't pay attention, you miss it.
Although the writing is just so good. The writing is so funny. I mean, that's the number one thing on a lot of these shows that will make a show fail is the shitty writing.
Yes.
And even jokes on
absolutely.
this show that I've heard before, they tell them in smart ways. The thing, even with Laverne, how many dumb, well, quote unquote, redneck characters have we seen that are just written so poorly? And how smart you have to be to deliver a line that makes your character seem unintelligent in a funny, intelligent way.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that she makes it sound like even when she's showing absolutely no emotion and she's like, now look at you, you made me get all gooey inside.
Well,
I
again,
can't stand this showy show of emotion.
Well, once again, Harry Weston, I am indebted to you. And he goes, that's okay. No, I hate being indebted to you.
Yep. And when she actually cried at her wedding because, he was going to be moving to Vermont and she was staying in Hickory, it was, I don't know, you knew that you were saying goodbye to the show, to the characters, and you felt it because it was goodbye. It was goodbye to the people that you developed an affection for.
Mm-hmm.
And,
and if you think
I get to rewatch it, but I mean, they're gone.
If you think about it, they got more of a finale than the Golden Girls did.
Yeah.
Because
true.
the Golden Girls was like, oh, Bee's leaving, but the other girls are going to Golden Palace. And then Golden Palace does one season, gets canceled.
Yep.
Yeah.
They didn't do a finale.
Nope.
No, I really liked that they gave them, okay, this is your final episode.
Mm-hmm.
Say goodbye. And they did it, and they did the group picture at the end, and they put the date on it, and
Yeah,
and
I
they said
like that.
goodbye.
How on the picture it was the dates of the run of the show.
Beginning and the end, and it was over. It gave you closure, and that's so many shows don't do that. They don't, my God, Netflix is always doing that to the people. They get a 2 seasons, and then they cancel a series. They get people hooked, and then they cancel a series after 2 seasons.
All right. Because all the characters are so strong, I want to ask you, if you were to make a spinoff and you had to use one of the main cast members, not this nurses, whatever the hell this is, who would you like to see spin off of this?
Laverne.
Ooh, Laverne living in Hickory?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That would be
good.
fun. All her family.
I think that is like one of the strongest candidate for a spinoff.
Or Marsha Warfield.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the clinic.
Well, and I could even see a Charlie Love Boat type show, like you said.
Oh God, that would be funny.
Where he's the captain of
but
his
if I
cruise
had
ship
my
and-
druthers,
Yeah.
I'd rather see Laverne with her family and everybody she grew up with. You know, all these people she talked about all the time.
Nice.
Yeah, because oh my God, there's nothing funnier than a bunch of Southern people.
I love that bit with her dad when he's an auctioneer. Show her, Daddy. Show him. It's like,
and he's holding the
$5?
cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I hear 10?
And then Marsha Warfield says, "Can I put my 2 cents in?" He's got 2 cents. Yeah, I hear 3.
You get the idea. And he just
What's her name? Throws the bouquet, and it goes in the hat. It's like
in the hat.
Yeah.
Well, when him and Harry were throwing cards in the hat.
Cards in hat. It's not flowers. Okay, come on.
Yeah, well, when him and Harry were playing it, and Harry said, "Oh, look, it quit raining." He says, "It's cards in the hat. It's not talking in cards in the hat." When he gets mad, throws them down, and then they play it with Charlie, and then the bouquet lands it, and he says, "It's not bouquet in the hat. It's cards in the hat."
Well, even
like, oh my God.
Another thing that a lot of sitcoms would do. So you have Laverne, who's the nurse, the secretary. A lot of shows, even if they do these going away episodes where the family goes to England, they'd have her go with them, which makes no sense in reality why you would bring this show, they don't do that. Every time the family goes on a trip, Laverne house sits, and there's always a fun side story with Laverne and Dreyfus.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think the one where they go to England is Laverne, like, as Harry's leaving, he's like, yeah, help yourself to anything in the fridge. The ice maker's kind of loud, but it works. Don't worry about it. And that's the only thing she can fixate on the whole time she's there is she tears the entire refrigerator apart to try to fix this fucking ice machine. And then at the end, he comes home.
Bowl?
What's that?
When they were watching the Super Bowl and she tried to fix the cable.
Oh, yeah.
And then Carol throws the screwdriver and goes right into the TV.
At the end of that episode with the fridge, they come home and Harry's about to open the fridge. She goes, I did make a few tweaks. And he's like, oh, what? And he opens up. It's got like disco lights and shit in the fucking fridge. It's got like a lazy Susan swirling around with all this shit on it. And then he just looks at her like, what? And then another one, it might be the cruise one, where she's left home with Dreyfus, and the whole episode she's trying to teach him how to skateboard. She's trying to teach Dreyfus how to. I saw this dog on the news who could go on a skateboard, and I know you could, And of course, the whole episode she's trying. He's just laying in the Barca lounger like, nah. And the second she leaves the room, he hops on a skateboard and rides across the room. I give up on you, Dreyfus. And then he's like, whoop. So, yeah,
Yep.
I thought that was smart. Because like I said, a lot of shows would, for no reason, have the character just be with them because
like
that's
the Brady
what...
Bunch would always take Alice with them.
Right, right. Yeah.
They went to Hawaii and they took Alice with them.
All right. So, Schnookums, if you were to rate this show 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest show you've ever seen, what would you give old Empty Nest?
Oh, I would give it a solid 7.5 to 8. I mean, it's not the greatest show I've ever seen, but it's definitely in my top 10.
Just for your for the audience
of
sake.
Sitcoms.
Right. So what would be like a number one, your favorite sitcom of all time? What, just for comparison?
Oh my God. Moonlighting is way up there.
Oh, okay. That is on DVD.
I love Moonlighting. Bruce Willis, I just thought he was a genius in Moonlighting.
Sadly,
And-
can't even talk anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
God. I loved him in Red and Red 2.
Mm-hmm.
When he just stepped out of that goddamn police car when it was spinning, I every time I'll just rewind and watch that again and again. I'm always just so blown away by that. Favorite sitcoms. Soap is way up there.
Really?
I love Soap. That's probably my favorite.
Oh, shit.
Recording is
Oh,
on.
there he is.
I guess it was my turn to get booted.
I think this
I
is
can't see any of
probably
you anymore.
around number 5 for me in my top 5. I don't watch a lot of sitcoms anymore. I watch a lot of A lot of movies. I watch. I watch a lot of movies, and then a lot of just YouTube channels. But this one is. I forgot how much I liked it, and it just brought it all back for me.
All right, Nick, you know what time it is here is where we go to our list where we rank these shows, Laura, as we cover them.
Right.
So
and this is our 57th show that we've watched.
Wow.
Yeah.
57.
What do you think, Nick? Where are you putting this bad boy? Empty Nest.
Empty Nest, where I have it, again, just like Laura said, like it's definitely solid, funny, great show. I'd say about a 7. But when you compare it with all the shows and that, I have it as 36 on my list, right by above Schitt's Creek and below Spaced.
All right, where do you think I popped this show on my list, Nick? If you had to guess,
I'm gonna say you're gonna say about.
I have Golden Girls
24.
at 11.
I'm gonna say you're gonna say 24.
24?
I think it's higher.
Let's see.
I popped this right between Friends and Raising Hope at number 7.
Wow.
Number 7 out of 57 for me. I fucking love this show. I really do love this show. I remember
it's a great show. You're very solid. Again, great casts, great writing.
I remember watching this and Golden Girls with my grandma as a kid. And I've seen Golden Girls all these years, and I was like, oh, yeah, Golden Girls is great. Revisiting it, we go, okay, there was a lot of repetitive stuff in the Golden Girls, a lot of dating episodes. You have 4 single women. There was a lot of the dating. And I'm happy to say that this show holds up even better than I expected it to, having not seen it in so long.
Well, that's good. It brings back a lot of memories. It brings back a lot of laughs, and I think that it stands the test of time.
And it's just so rare to find a show where there's not a weak character for me. Like, especially the original leads. Like, sure, if you want to talk about Patrick when he shows up or Emily when she shows up, but they're only there for that one season and not even the whole season, really.
Yeah, and they're really kind of more supporting cast.
Right.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yeah, I really dug this one. I highly recommend you give it a watch while it's on YouTube, because I fear that one day it will be pulled and then you won't be able to watch it anywhere. So prioritize this, I would say, if you want to watch it.
And for the ones that hold the rights out there, put it on DVD.
All right.
So I just wanted to be able to get on here and talk about a sitcom that I enjoyed watching. It was a lot of fun.
At least you got to be on a good episode instead of talking about some shit that we've covered.
I would have been like, I don't know about that. I don't think I'm a good fit for this. But this was fun. I liked this.
Yes.
Well, if you want to find more of our wonderful, wonderful episodes, you can find us anywhere you get your favorite podcasts. Just search Sitcom My Face, a situation comedy podcast. You can email us, sitcommyface@gmail.com. Search us on YouTube, Sitcom My Face. Facebook.com/sitcommyface. You can find Nick over here on pretty much every social platform at netnick191 or me at bidwellfog. And we do hope you go back and listen to like our Golden Girls episodes, things that are relevant to this one, as well as any other sitcom you may
Billy
love.
Vera.
Our Billy Vera interview, yes. Find out much more about the man who sang the theme song for not only this, but the King of Queens, and also guested on a bunch of shows that had some brilliant stories.
True. Yeah.
We talked to that man for, I think, like 3 hours. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
he had great stories.
That's great.
But until next time, we hope you kind folks will sitcom my face. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
I think Paramount owns it. Why the hell is it not on Paramount Plus?
That tells you right there. That's why.
Did you see that deal they made with South Park again?
Yes, yes.
$1.5 billion for 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 50 episodes for five seasons. Was it 10 episodes a season?
Well, and just to have the streaming rights of the show overall for 5
Yeah.
years, 1.5
Yeah, but
billion.
and then they
Yeah.
get rid of Colbert and they turn around and they give that sweet deal to South Park.
Right.
Crazy.
And again, I love South Park, but yeah, it was very strange with it's like, oh, okay, the number one night show. It's like, oh,
No,
okay.
it's not. Gutfeld is number one nighttime show.
But yeah, but not for the 11:30.
Gutfeld comes on at 10 p.m. So
That's the thing. Yeah, he's earlier.
yeah, but Colbert and Kimmel have made their platforms way too political.
No, I got you.
You know, because Johnny Carson, if you go, Johnny Carson did an interview and he said, "I do not do politics. I don't choose one side or the other. I'm here to entertain." He says it's suicide to choose a side because half the country will always be put out.
But you got to look at Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson is one of the all-time best. Yeah.
Right, but they were supposed to emulate him. They were supposed to replace him, and I think that they didn't learn their lesson from. They had the master, and they chose a different path, and I think that now they're paying the price for it.
These Empty Nest interviews I was watching were so old. They were on the Late Show with Snyder.
Oh my
Tom
God!
Snyder. Oh my God.
I was like, damn, this show is old.
Wow.
I totally forgot he was the first.
Or was that the Tomorrow Show? I'm trying to remember.
He was the
Snyder.
first. He was the first host of the Late Show. I want to say
that one
91.
came on at what, 12:30?
Yeah, I want to say it was 91. It said it started.
Okay, yeah, because like I remember again, I think it was the Tomorrow Show, which came on after Carson, and that was at 1:00 because Carson actually did an hour and a half.
I remember watching it when Craig Kilborn was doing it, and he was even after. He was the second host, I think.
Yeah, that's going back away.
Well, Jay Leno replaced Carson, didn't he?
Yes, yeah, Jay Leno replaced Carson,
and then Colbert.
He also replaced Conan.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Well, that's another story, but.
Craig Ferguson was on the Late Show.
Well,
I loved Ferguson.
Who replaced Letterman?
Colbert,
and Kimmel replaced.
Kimmel was a new show.
Yeah, Kimmel was a brand new show because ABC didn't really have a nightly show. Yeah, you had. I'm trying to remember. Arsenio was on Fox. Yeah, because originally it was Joan Rivers that had the show on Fox.
Right.
She had the fallout with
did that
Johnny.
Because her and Johnny had a falling out because she used to sub for Johnny.
All the time. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah,
but then Arsenio, he had his show on Fox. You had who were the other ones? You had Dennis Miller. You had like a ton of shows.
Yeah.
Dennis Miller was HBO.
Alan Thicke of the Night.
Yeah, I think, or Comedy Central, wasn't he? No, that was Jon Stewart on Comedy.
Yeah, Jon
Central.
Stewart was comedy who followed Craig Kilborn, who
right. And wasn't Colbert also on Comedy Central?
Yes, he sprung off the Daily Show with the Colbert Report.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't watch any of them anymore. I
stopped watching late night when Conan went away. I'm done.
Yeah, Conan.
Craig Ferguson. I liked him when he stopped.
I loved Craig Ferguson.
When he stopped, stopped watching him.
It's like
I just liked him because he had an outrageous accent and
of the Drew Carey show, just to keep it in sitcom world.
Yeah.
Oh no,
exactly.
Drew Carey. I liked Drew Carey.
I'm gonna have to buy that. I'm gonna buy that box set when it's not $90.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, but yeah, like Ferguson was great for the fact of it's like he would just do the most unusual
things.
Okay, you can we can have an uncomfortable silence, or you can guess what's inside the box in my head.
No, you got to play the mouth organ.
That's the other one.
And they're like,
yeah, wasn't he Scottish or was he Irish?
Yes, Scottish.
Yeah,
I'm part Scottish, so yeah. Like, I was
he was outrageous. I just thought he was hilarious. I missed him. What's he doing these days?
He still does stand up, but
I think he had a young kid by the end, so I think he was probably just being a dad.
Mm.
I think he had a kid pretty old, if I remember right.
Wait, he had a young kid old?
Like Tony Randall.
He probably got him a little hot
They're
little
both in
thing.
diapers now, huh?